Bernadette, and in this season of thanks, if there's one person I really want them to know how thankful I am, it's whoever is hosting me for Thanksgiving dinner. Last year it was me. Now this year it is either my sister-in-law or mother-in-law. So I'm going to make them something that I can leave with them that just lets them know that I was thinking of them and how much I appreciate them. I'm going to be making this sweet little box. It's from the Wildcard cartridge. It's the Marquee window box. It's kind of like a crayon box. And I'm going to be filling it with a bunch of tags that they can use for whatever they'd like. But I want to really focus on the beautiful effect that I got with while I stamped these leaves. You've got a lot of shimmer, a lot of shine, different colors. They're gorgeous. So join me, won't you, while we have some fun with our stamps and our Cricut, and we make a thank you gift. Here's our sweet little box. It's fairly simple. I'm fortunate to have some great sunlight, so hopefully this shows up really well on the camera, but notice the beautiful iridescence and shine, particularly in the Marquee border. And then if I turn it around, you can see those leaves have some wonderful iridescence in them too, and you can get a nice multicolored variegated effect with that. And we're going to use mica powders to do that, and it's free to embellish any way you'd like, but let's get started. The supplies we're going to need for this project are, first, your Wildcard cartridge. We're going to cut out the Marquee window box that you find on page 80. We're going to need at least an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and a piece of acetate. Any other papers would be just for embellishment. But you can also do what I've done, which is to use the Marquee window cutout and just mount that on some paper, and you can make cute tags that way too. Let's see, back to our supplies. You're going to need some double-sided adhesive. I'm going to be using 1/4 inch score tape, love score tape, some mini glue dots. For our iridescent leaves that are on there, you're going to need your stamp, and then we're going to be using perfect medium. I find that this works best. You can use a glue pad or Versamark. I just personally prefer perfect medium. I think it's the best results, but you can use Versamark. We're going to use some mica powders, and the ones that I'm using are from Lindy Stamp Gang. You can use any brand really. Perfect Pearls works great, but these are from Lindy Stamp Gang. These are not the magical micas. They do not have a binding agent in them. I'm going to address that in a moment, but they have some beautiful colors. I'm using sort of a, this one is called a burnished golden leaf. This one's got a green overtone. It's called pine cone. And then this one is terracotta. So we can get a multi-layered effect. When you use mica powders, you need a couple of kind of brushes. First, a thin brush for detail work. And then you need a larger brush that you don't mind smushing. Yeah, I know, it seems terrible to do that to a paintbrush, but that's exactly what we're going to use it for. Now, I use this brush. These bristles are awesome. They have like an electrostatic, they've been treated or something such a way. It's truly a cosmetic brush, but it does a great job getting rid of glitter and fine powdery work. So something like that. We're also going to use something else from Lindy Stamp Gang, which is some Glit Spritz. Some of the mica powders, you need water to set them. I just like also the fact that this is water-based, but provides an extra element of glitter and shine in there. Some inks and a small size hole punch, because I believe that the way the Wildcard cartridge cuts, the finger tab's not quite big enough. So this is just fairly small. It's a 3/4 inch. Let's get to our Cricut and make some cuts. I want to be able to fill my gift box with some tags that I'm going to make, and I'm going to use the Lacy Labels cartridge for those, but I did want to just show you real quick that this is a tag that I made just using the interior cutout of one of the Marquees and how simple that was. But roughly I wanted the size for my tags to be around 3 inches. When you use just a standard 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, it mounts up great on your Cricut mat. Cut it out at 5. When you pull this off, let me see how that goes. Your interior part of the box will be about 3 1/4. So to get a 3 1/4 inch interior part of the box, you need to cut at about 5. And you also have room to cut your layer feature, which gives us the outline that we're going to use on top of the box too, and it's cut from the same piece of cardstock. That's great. So to do the window, you need your acetate, and you need to cut it, as this is about a 3 1/4 way around. I cut the square of acetate to 3 inches. And I'm going to go ahead now and score all my lines because it's easier to work and put your project together and do the stamping once it's already been scored. I'll see you in a moment. As I mentioned, we're going to use the perfect medium and stamp. You can use acrylic stamps with perfect medium. It works great. This just happens to be a rubber stamp. I like the size for this. And hopefully I've got great light so you can actually see where the stamp is, because perfect medium, of course, it's like your Versamark or a glue pad. It will be clear. I can't tell you exactly what's in there, except I believe there is a binding agent. And I am not the pro on these mica powders, but some of them do not have gum arabic in it, which will help it stay bound to your paper, your project, and potentially the dry ink could rub off. But we will address that in a moment. So here's where the fun begins. I have my 3 mica powders here. I'm going to take my fine brush and dip it in one and just begin to very gently, a little goes a long way with your mica powders. Begin to fill in and kind of dry brush paint some parts of my leaves where I can see the perfect medium is. That's all there is to it. So you get this wonderful look, this shimmer with the variation of colors. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of that, but I'll show you how we do the marquee. Now that I've finished inking all of my edges with my Distress ink, I'm going to go over it one just final time with some clear acrylic sealer, just to make sure that my ink, both the powders from the mica as well as the spray, aren't going anywhere. Then I'm just ready to slip my tags inside. And now I have a nice little thank you gift for either my sister-in-law or mother-in-law for Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching.